Attention. Attention. A special news bulletin is about to commence. You are being instructed to turn the volume up for this special announcement from Geek News Central.
It's Thursday, May 23rd, and you're listening to the Geek at Geek News Central, the longest continuous running tech podcast. This is show number 861, sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com. Get 32% off at GoDaddy using promo code GO32OFF1 or .com for just $2.49. Geek News Central is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Hey, folks, I got a great show lined up for you. Lots to talk about. And yes, we're going to have a solution to the audio problem that we've been having in the video. Although you haven't been seeing it if you haven't been watching live. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Here it comes. You know what to do next.
This is the Geek News Central Podcast, part of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. So grab a cup of coffee, take a seat, and crank up that volume. Because you're listening to Todd on the Geek News Central Podcast.
Aloha and welcome to Geek News Central, coming to you as live as it can be from the beautiful state of Hawaii via my studio here overlooking Honolulu. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. And I want to give a warm welcome to all of the listeners, all the longtime listeners and viewers. I think I said that twice. And a warm welcome to the Ohana. And of course, Ohana in Hawaiian is family. And aloha to everyone. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. And, of course, thank you for staying subscribed. Got a great show lined up for you tonight. We got lots of stuff to share. And after the last show, when the folks on the audio stream said that the audio was scratchy and sounded like I was clipping, I have made the call into New Tech and said, send me another box. So we're on number 2 is in the next room. It arrived about an hour before showtime, so really not enough time to pull the other box out, get this one configured, because there is a little bit of work that has to get done in order to use the new box. So it's a couple-hour evolution to put it into production mode. So we'll get that in tomorrow, and then hopefully Saturday morning tech we'll have the new box, and hopefully the audio problems will be behind us, and maybe I can not be stressed when I'm doing the show. But anyway, hey, welcome everyone. And if you're new to the show, thanks for being here. Thanks for checking us out for the first time. I'm getting a lot of email from first-time subscribers and that really are new subscribers to the show, and that's really exciting when we're starting to pick up people. Even that it's becoming very soon here in traditional months where we don't normally get a lot of new audience members. It's great to see the numbers up here right at this time of year. So what I want to do, of course, if you get a chance, really it's a piece of cake. Over to geeknewscentral.com, over to the main website, subscribe to the show. There's a box there on the website that basically says subscribe. So it's a no-brainer on how to get subscribed to the show. The newsletter link is on the top column of the website. Get signed up for the newsletter. That way you won't miss a single episode. And that will get you the show notes delivered directly to your inbox. And, of course, you can always find the show notes at GNC2013-05-23HD. And then I think I don't believe you can just go / the episode number. I was going to look at that. One of the folks in the email said to talk about that, but we'll make sure that actually that works specifically. But there's a link to the show notes in each of the episodes links, basically in each episode page. So definitely check that out. And so anyway, get subscribed to the show and subscribe to the newsletter. That way you won't miss a single thing here, and you'll be notified multiple ways when the show is produced. You can watch us as well. Watch the show on the Tech Podcast channel, on the Roku, Boxy, Samsung Smart TV, Google TV. So definitely check that out. And it's real easy to contact me here at the show. That's a piece of cake. All you got to do is reach out on Twitter at Geek News. Email address is geeknews@gmail.com. And, of course, our hotline is available 24 hours a day at 619-342-7365. Of course, I'm part of the Tech Podcast Network, and we want to encourage you to get over to techpodcast.com and check out all the shows over there. I haven't brought the website up in a while. Let me actually bring the website page up for those that are actually watching, and it's real easy. Just go over to techpodcast.com. And right now, what's front and center is one of Jeffrey Powers' show, his special event, and how to set up YouTube Live. So it talks about Jeffrey's experience with YouTube Live. Now, let me talk about what we've done here. Well, let me save it, get something to talk about YouTube in just a minute, but I'll come to that. But we're streaming tonight on live stream. So we're up on their pro service. So basically, I can take the embed and drop it on the website, but we're up live on live stream right now. Ad-free, which is absolutely fantastic. And if you'll notice, I've been using live stream the last couple of months, and what it is, it's an opportunity for me to really save a lot of money and not running the Amazon server, because that cha-ching, 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 the cash register is running the entire time that this show is basically live on Amazon. So we definitely use that sparingly, and I think you guys can understand why. That way it doesn't, at the end of the month, I don't end up having this huge, humongous bill. It's really $100 to $200 every month to do live on Amazon. So whatever we don't use is good. From that service, although it does allow us to have ad free, that has always been the goal with the live stream, is to do that. But you just kind of have to weigh those things as we go. Hey, Dale, it's in the chat room. Good evening, and thanks for being here. How's the? Hate to even ask. How's the audio tonight? Is it good? I'm keeping my fingers crossed here that it won't go south. So I want to take a moment here and thank our good friends over at GoDaddy. Really, GoDaddy's been with us now, boy, oh boy, since really, almost the beginning. We're coming up on another anniversary here in just another month and a half. July of 2005 was when they started sponsoring the show. And this is something that you guys need to realize. If you love this show, I hope that you'll take time and go over to GoDaddy and pick up their products and services using my promo codes. It really, literally, your utilization of their products and buying stuff and using the promo codes and everything that happens here really allows them to write me a check every month. And make sure that, and I'm responsible for bringing in X number of new customers every month, and we want the repeat business as well. So we really want to encourage you guys to support the show, even if it's picking up a domain, picking up a hosting account. Their products are so fantastic at such a fantastic price. I don't understand anyone wanting to use anybody different. The pricing of everything is incredible. $2.49.com. Okay, you get a .com for $2.49. That's just unbelievable. And of course, we got this 32% off deal right now where you can, on new orders, you can save 32% by using the promo code GO32OFF1. And that's a huge saving. So if you're going to be picking up a dedicated server, a virtual dedicated server, a hosting account, whether it be a one that you're signing up that's going to be a premium one or a starter one, really that 32% off is just going to discount everything so big. It's unbelievable. But the important thing to remember is that you can find all my promo codes, and this is real easy to do by coming over to geeknewscentral.com. Let me see if I can load this here, geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. And all the codes are there. All the codes on, everything we have available. And there's a code there for everyone. SSL certificates, $20 off orders 75 or more, $10 off orders of $50, $5 off any order of $30 or more. .com renewals, $8.49. That's a savings of a couple of bucks. We got the 10% on non-domain orders, but you want to use that 32% code right now. 20% on 1 year shared hosting accounts. This just goes on and on and on. And we want you to save money. And it's real easy to do by going over to GoDaddy.com. or actually just come to geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy and find this stuff. Everything that I run, my domain names, everything you find here at Geek News Central, minus the media. The media doesn't get served on our servers. We have a CDN that serves our media up. Everything is delivered that when you come to the website, the RS feed, everything is on a dedicated GoDaddy box, and many domains I have on there. Everything that really I own from a domain perspective is served on a couple of servers. And of course, I've got some shared hosting accounts too. So I live by this product. I use it, and I hope that you will too. So pick up that $2.49.com. I tell you, that is an incredible deal. And really, the promo code on that's easy, Geek249. You can't go wrong. So thanks for GoDaddy for being a sponsor here, and thanks to all of you that support GoDaddy and this show. I definitely appreciate it. Okay, so let's take a gander here down what's happened in the past couple of days. The YouTube stuff, you can tell this show is people listen to it, a couple of days after, really a couple of days after it's put out. And tonight I'm going to be actually doing an intro video, but the YouTube page, we actually put some banner up on it, but we went large, folks. We're at 2,712 subscribers now on the YouTube channel. All I have to do is really ask. You guys deliver. So I'm really excited about where we're at from a subscriber standpoint. And what that really ultimately means is now we're able to do live. I've been approved to do live on YouTube. So what I'm going to be doing is over the next week, we're going to do some testing. We've got a couple of terms of services things. We got to make sure we're square with the folks at YouTube. And then we're going to do some live shows right on YouTube Live. So I'll be taking advantage of Jeffrey's most recent how to do live. So look forward to being able to bring that up. Now, this is, in my opinion, this is really big for us because I've really been thinking, where does the show, one of my goals has always been to be on the live platform at YouTube. So I can almost guarantee that we have seen the end of using Ustream. We're definitely going to stay partnered up with the folks at Livestream. They got a fantastic product. So I could see us dual streaming stuff. And the main thing is a little bit more control on, even though YouTube serves some ads, it's controlled on how it's delivered to you. It's not invasive. So we're going to see how it works out. But I'm really excited about being able to use YouTube Live and do a show over there and get you guys engaged. So anyway, that's what's happening there. And thank you. Thank all of you that subscribe. My gosh, that was, we basically started at like 600 subscribers on the page, and we're at 2,700 in less than really just about a week, or maybe 4 or 5 days asking folks to engage on that. So I'm very, very happy. And all I got to do is add a channel trailer, and I think we'll be set and have a great way for people to find our content there. And I'm working on making sure stuff is there's a title and all that stuff, and paying a little more attention to it. Enough on that. I know you guys want to watch my long format show on YouTube. So what else have we got here in the of course, the giveaway today is going to happen at the end of the show, because I'm going to go through the emails. And this was great odds, because I think I've give away you guys out, because we didn't get a lot of emails on this week's giveaway. We're going to be giving away, and let me show you guys what we're giving away. We're giving away a photo and video kit. This is the ultimate bundle from the folks from Corel. And I picked this up at CES. So this was given to me as a demo. So you're going to get PaintShop Pro times X4 and Video Studio Pro X4 as well. So we'll give this away at the end of the show tonight. We did get an email from our winner on the actual $100 giveaway. I have not yet sent him a PayPal yet. That is on my very, very close to top of my priority list to get that knocked out. So we'll get him paid, get his $100 cash, $100 cash in his hand. So I want to thank him for his participation. And yes, I owe you $100. Okay. So again, we'll give away our photo and video kit at the end of the show tonight and announce the next giveaway. So that'll be important. What else is in my stack? I think that's it. That's YouTube Reach Goal, GoDaddy, Oh, the GoDaddy giveaway. Still, send me your receipts. You got a few days. If you bought something from GoDaddy using one of my promo codes, just send me a copy of the receipt to geeknews@gmail.com, and we'll put you in the drawing for the end of the month to, again, another Chris $100 bill, and to a random person that actually picked up a GoDaddy product this month. Okay, so let's go ahead here and am I good? I think I've got it all covered. Let's take care of one last piece of business here before we get into the content tonight. And you guys know that I basically live and breathe, working with my team here remotely out of Hawaii. I got my team in New York, Columbus, Cincinnati. We got Grand Rapids, Thumb area in Michigan, Colorado. So the team is spread out all over the place, and we work great together when we do our retreats and we come together. But oftentimes, companies, the way they're designed today, they are coworkers are on the go, and this is summer, getting ready for summer vacations. Kids are going to be getting out of schools. My youngest is finishing up tomorrow. It's his last day. The two high schoolers are already out in Hawaii because they go kind of this year-round schedule. They're already out. Many of your kids are probably going to be out here in the next week or so, or a couple of weeks. And just like coworkers being spread across the country and working on the go and working in different offices, clients are also spread around the globe. We're a global business, and I've been doing some discussions with a gentleman in Thailand, and we've actually been doing sessions where we're getting a product of his ready to go. So to work efficiently today, you need to have a stronger connection to your team and to your clients, build trust, stay focused, brainstorm, and that's why I use GoToMeeting with HD Faces. And I'm going to tell you, this is a fantastic product, and right here, this just stays right dead center, right on top of my monitor. For those of you that are listening, I just held up my webcam. GoToMeeting with HD Faces is really the powerful and simple way to meet online and see each other face to face. With GoToMeeting by Citrix, your team is really just a click away, and you can share the same screen to collaborate in real time. And you just turn on your webcam to make your online meetings an HD video conference. And sometimes we just use that portion only. And really, it makes you feel like you're in the same room and working together. Launch or join a meeting from anywhere using your computer, smartphone, or tablet, and you can even present from your iPad. So for this special offer, I want you to visit GoToMeeting.com. I want you to get a free 30-day trial. Again, visit GoToMeeting.com, click on the Try It Free button, and use the promo code podcast there. Remember to use that promo code podcast. There's a little click button that you have to, it says promo code. You have to click on that to open it up. And GoToMeeting, really, GoToMeeting, meeting is believing. And this is a great product. They've been a long-time sponsor here. Give it a try. Do a trial. If you haven't done it before, now is the time. It's going to change the way you do business. It's going to change the way you interact with people that you work with. I'm telling you, it's going to change your business completely. So give it a try. Okay, so let's go ahead here, and thanks for GoToMeeting for being a sponsor here. And as always, and let's go ahead and bounce into content. I got a stack. I mean, it was a huge stack. And when I was, as you guys know, I'm starting the show just a little bit later. My son, today was soccer practice. And I told the coach, I go live at a certain time. Can we please stay in the schedule? And of course, the coach doesn't listen to me. So they were running about 20 minutes late, and I'm doing the, I'm kind of, you don't want to say nothing, and you don't want to interrupt the coach, and I'm kind of tapping my fingers, and I'm, thinking to myself, 30 minutes to get to the house, get the gear turned on, get the show loaded, go through the articles. It's just, I'm thinking in my mind, am I going to make it? And then I remembered, oh yeah, my wife was staying with a girlfriend downtown tonight. One of her girlfriends is in from Washington State, so it's her last night in town. So they're doing a girls' thing tonight. I've got the kids, so I got to cook dinner. So what do, fellas, when you are in a time crunch? Pull out the old iPhone, load up the pizza place app. You put in the order for delivery and pay on your credit card, and you know that you basically order it, and you think if the traffic's right, I'll be getting there about the time the pizza guy gets there. We can have pizza and we're good. Oh yeah, worked out fine. I got home about 5 minutes later. Pizza guy arrives, nice steaming hot pizza. Give him a tip. Boom, we eat. I got the show ready and we got off on time. So that's just how it works. Of course, it could have been a wreck on the highway, and I'd have been like, screaming at the highway because I can't move. And it will happen one of these times. The folks that are watching live will come and I won't be here. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and I'm jibber jabbering. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and load the stack. And boy, there's a bunch. There's just a bunch of stuff. I want to start with that. I'm going to slide him down. Let's start with a different one. How come I didn't? Okay, there we go. So what's hello, Chrome. Don't fail me now. Come on, baby. Oh, it's just sitting here and doesn't want to move. I spoke too soon, right? So I know what this article is about. Google on Thursday announced a very interesting integration between its main search and Google Plus Photos. The company now lets you find your photos on Google Plus and Google Search just by, searching for them. And you have to add a little parentheses like My Photos. There it goes. Finally. Oh, I was sweating. The thing was going to crash. But you just basically, you say My Photos, and then you put in whatever you're searching for, and it'll look on your Google Plus account for specific photos. It kind of weirds me out how it's tied together. And I don't particularly like the Google Plus feature that auto uploads everything that you take with your iPhone. So you have to be real careful to make sure that you're not uploading stuff that you don't want to go up in the cloud, because I feel when stuff goes up there, it's up there forever, and there's not a lot you can do about it. So, I'm very selective on what I send to Google Plus, but if you guys just let everything rip and you approve stuff for public viewing, this will be available for you to be able to share, and basically find, and makes it easy enough to track down photos that you've uploaded, especially when you get a large library. It'll probably save you some time. Over on The Verge, they're talking about something that AT&T is doing right now that should make those of you on AT&T just make your blood boil. And I don't know if they're trying to pull this as a slick deal or what, but AT&T has added an administrative fee to wireless bills. So what they're going to be doing is they're introducing a new mobility administrative fee for its post-paid contracts. It's a 61-cent monthly fee, or $7.32 years. It's being categorized below the line alongside tax and fees as an administrative surcharge. The fee came in effect on May 1st. Of course, I know that they told you about that, right? And applies to all consumer contracts as well as business contracts. It's a small charge for the individual consumer, but given AT&T's postpaid subscriber base stands at over 70 million, the move will net AT&T hundreds of millions of dollars, somewhere around $500 million, in fact. And that's a lot of revenue for a very small charge. AT&T is basically saying that this administrative fee will help cover certain expenses, such as interconnection and cell site rents and maintenance. It also added that the charge is consistent with similar fees charged by other carriers. So, I just think this is a ongoing bait and switch by the mobile carriers to really get more money out of us. Tell me what the bill's going to be, and don't add $10 in extra charges. It's on and on and on, and they're so greedy. It just drives me crazy. So anyway, this is a new administrative fee being added to an AT&T bill. All right, if you got some money in your pocket, first round of bids due for Hulu this week. So if you want to buy Hulu, get your checkbook out, and they're looking for some major zeros. I don't know if it's going to be $1 billion, but it's going to be hundreds of millions, I'm sure, if not billions of dollars. So we'll see where this leads, but this could be an interesting week for the folks at Hulu. Nick Bradbury, and I know met Nick. Nick is, of course, the creator of HomeSite, TopStyle, Feed Demon, and Glassboard for Android. Today, he joined Automatic, and of course, Automatic is the company behind WordPress. And so this is kind of an interesting move here by him. And this is a pretty big irony here because he's using TypePad to on his own blog to announce that he's joining WordPress. And obviously, he's probably going to be switching over to this new CMS very, very soon. But he's definitely making a move here. So congratulations to Nick. And be curious to see what Nick is going to be working on over there at Automatic. All right, it's Memorial Day weekend coming up for those of you that listen here from the United States. First of all, be safe. All right, have fun. Get the grill out. Put some steaks, chicken, and stuff on the barbecue. Obviously, there's going to be some cold drinks, probably some adult beverages. Some of you might even be brave enough to fill the swimming pool up or take the lid off the swimming pool, maybe get it warmed up. Know if it's that warm in your area or not. Maybe a first camping trip of the year. But fellas, this is your weekend to cook. All right, Memorial Day weekend. It's the grill guy. So guys, get your grills out. And it's too late to already order this. But there's a new tactical apron for barbecue chefs, and I want one just to have so that when I have a party, people can come over and see this thing. And it's $35. It's really cool. It says chef on it. It's got hooks for all your implements, your spatulas, your knives, pouch. Probably I don't see a beer holder, a koozie on this thing. That's probably the only thing that's really missing here. But anyway, you're going to be able to barbecue in style. You may want to change. They could have used a little different guy for the. He looks a little dorky, but they could have put geek on that thing too. But anyway, fellas, have fun barbecuing this weekend. And my goodness, if your wife is the one that barbecues in your house, just shame on you. The barbecue belongs to the guys. Is that kind of sex? I don't know if it is or is. I'm sorry, but I know my mom, my dad didn't do too much barbecuing. My mom did a lot of barbecuing. She still does. And she knows her way around a grill just as well as anyone else. Hey, the folks over, people are getting crazy on the stuff they're doing with GoPros. And my kids are having a lot of fun with theirs and doing some videos. But if I don't know what entices someone to drive a snowmobile off the edge of a mountain. I guess just because you can, if you want to see a perfectly good snowmobile plummet to its death, while the guy that's on it parachutes off with some pretty cool GoPro video. A link will be up in the show notes. But these base jumpers are always looking for different things to do. And anyway, long story short, they got a video of a snowmobile plunging off a cliff with a guy basically attached to a parachute. Well, a little bit of science news. The folks over at NASA are trying to figure out how spacecraft are going to be able to navigate when they are basically out in deep space. And space is so vast that keeping a precise fix on a spacecraft, even within the solar system, is really tough. So rather than track them from afar, a team of researchers want spacecraft to govern themselves and basically using pulsars as their guides. And this is kind of an interesting move here because, pulsars, um, many of them are they're different frequencies, different repetition rates. They're easy to basically spot and hear and see. So what they're trying to do is figure out a way that spacecraft can have at least 3 separate antennas that would be focused on 3 different pulsars to do a triangulation to figure out where they are in space. And they figure that they could probably get figure out within about 5 kilometers where the spacecraft is. Now that's incredible accuracy, considering that everything else is many, many, many magnitudes further off in accuracy the farther out a spacecraft gets. So they say they're many years from this because they have to design the antennas and make this work. But they feel that future generations of astronauts will use the stars themselves as twinkling guideposts. So kind of a cool little article on using a pulsar for navigation. Now, as I'm itching the back of my neck here, as those of you watching the video, scientists have found the itch molecule, and they know how to turn it off. Don't you get in someplace and you got an itch that you just don't want to scratch? Well, a molecular geneticist out of the National Institute of Health, and where are these guys located? Are they in the U.S. or it doesn't say? Basically have been examining neurotransmitter chemicals in our spinal column that pass along sensory information such as heat, pain, and yes, itch. And what they noticed was that when mice were exposed to a variety of itch-inducing triggers, one particular chemical began releasing in excess, and basically they were able to find the gene that caused itching. Basically, they were able to have mice that were subjected to stuff that would make them itch, and then they would be able to stop it immediately when the engineered mice were. Basically, engineered mice didn't scratch. So they feel that some folks who have an itching problem, which I guess there's some class of folks do, will have, may be able to use this science down the road. But, itching solves a big problem. When your body is asking you to itch something, sometimes it's helped regulate blood and pressure. Because something's not working right, and you scratch it, something's tingling. You have a little sensation that something's not quite right. But if they're able to turn it on and turn it off at will, that would be pretty doggone cool. So anyway, they figured out how to stop making us itch. Of course, Microsoft this week also announced the Xbox One. And boy, there's a lot of confusion in the space about exactly what this thing is going to do. Whoops, that was dumb. Let's bring up the right article on the page before we flip the video on. So Jeffrey wrote up a good article on Geek News Central about the new Xbox One, which is obviously the next Xbox game console. And many of the details were left out, and we're going to find out more at E3. But the console was sold as one unit. It's got a VCR DVD combo machine. Xbox One will have an HDMI in-out, so you can connect your cable box to the Xbox One, kind of like Google TV. It's going to have 2 USB 3.0 ports, Ethernet connection, and SPDIF support. Xbox One will come with an 8-core CPU, Blu-ray drive, and an 8 gig of RAM. The Kinect also looks bigger than the previous version, sporting a 1080p camera and USB 3.0 support. The Kinect can stream data to the console faster. Kinect also has a wider field of view, and its motion capabilities have been improved. The controller hasn't changed that much, although it's changed a little bit. No price has been set, but rumor is that old games won't work on the new Xbox One, which is disappointing. So don't get rid of your Xbox 360s. Make sure you hang on to them. More to come on this, but it's going to be a very connected machine for sure. If you're a Pandora user, Pandora adds a pair of new updates as well. They've sent some. They made some enhancements to the service. Alan, one of our writers here at Geek News Central, posted this article. Obviously, Pandora being a favorite of many people, And a $3.99 a month fee in exchange for unlimited streaming with no ads is pretty awesome. So what they've added is new Premiere channels available to all customers, both free as well as paid. Premiere looks to bring customers new music before the albums are released, and each week Pandora plans to add albums a week in advance of their commercial release, beginning this week with former CCR singer John Fogerty and English folk musician Laura Marling. So that should be interesting. So customers will be able to stream any and all songs from the upcoming music releases. So it's kind of an interesting deal. They're going to be doing promotion, helping people build buzz around albums and songs that are going to be released, and maybe help sales of those as well. On iPhone, Android, and Pandora.com, customers can now choose to automatically publish their Pandora music activity to Facebook as well. I don't think people need to know when I'm listening to opera or classical music, which I do from time to time, believe it or not. Even though I love rock, sometimes you just need a little classical music or some Beethoven or something. You just got to have it. It's beautiful. So you turn on the speakers and you get a nice volume to it. And it's relaxing. You guys didn't think I was much of a classic music person, did you? Only once in a while, not very often. Normally it's not necessarily headbanger music, but pretty close. All right, Acer C7 Chromebook is getting a 16 gig solid state drive. I think this was announced before. I thought we talked about this, but the folks over at Engadget, what happened to? All right, let me reinitiate that. Oh, there we go. That was weird. It's the little net connection I used to be able to put pages up on the screen like this went down. But the Acer C7 Chromebook is getting a 16 gigs SSD, keeping the $199 price tag. So still pretty cheap on the 11.6 Chromebook with the 16 gig SSD. So really, it's the cheapest way to get on the Google Cloud, and nice little product. I use my Chromebook is primarily my bedroom, and I use it for like late night. I need to look something up, or I want to read about something. If I don't want to use my iPad. But speaking of the Chromebook, the latest Chrome beta for Windows and Chrome OS brings richer notifications, and it'll be coming soon to Mac and Linux. And but beta users can get a taste of the new notification system that should be rolling out to everyone sooner or later. It's currently again limited to who I said it was, but it gives you basically a little pop-up, and you can respond right on the screen without even going into the interface, which is kind of interesting and at the same time I think a little bit annoying. Those of you that are camera buffs will maybe interested in the new Leica cameras. They're introducing their Mini M camera scheduled to debut on June 11th. So the Mini M is basically not being pictured yet, but if it follows the Leica design, I think you're going to see probably a camera that looks a lot like the Micro M or the Nano M, but we'll see what happens with that. But soon to be released. They've got a nice, those cameras always are really nice. Microsoft is been basically found victorious in its battle with Motorola over the wireless peer-to-peer patent issue. So basically, in a bang, basically Xbox and Microsoft's off the hook. So we kind of knew this was coming, but we were waiting for the ITC full commission to basically the International Trade Commission to rule in Microsoft's favor. So the action of Google in behalf of Motorola is kaput. The 3D printing can be used for a lot of things, and it's been recently used in the medical side. Of course, we've probably all of us heard about the 3D printing used to make a gun, but a 3D printing has been used to make a trachea split to support a baby's airway. And basically, this is really incredible here. There was a baby by the name of Cabia. The infant was born with a condition called, I'm not even going to try to read this, trachobronchomalacia, that results in a weakened support of the trachea, and basically the baby's fate was not well. But the researchers at University of Michigan basically put together a 3D trachea split, And the splint was custom made just for the child and designed to hold the trachea in place as the bronchus builds around it to giving it strength. And in 2 or 3 years, the trachea will be able to stand on its own, and this material used to create the splint will be absorbed into the body. So this is a pretty exciting stuff. And after a successful operation, the baby was taken off ventilator support, and he hasn't needed it since. So this 3D stuff is really making an impact. And I don't even try to understand what was going on there, but obviously without the trachea is not, you have, they normally cut you, right? If you have a problem, they do a tracheotomy. But anyway, this saved this child's life. Sprint is made a strange move here. Sprint is going to be giving U.S. government say on their board of directors, and they've decided to remove Chinese hardware. In a move to get approval of the acquisition of Sprint, executives of Japan telecom company SoftBank had agreed to give the U.S. government veto power over the choice of Sprint's director responsible for oversight of national security issues. So the government representative involved in negotiation with SoftBank also reportedly want to be allowed to approve Sprint's network hardware purchases. Since when does the U.S. government get involved in telling a company what to do over product purchases? But I guess they did not like the situation where Sprint may be using network systems from Huawei and ZTE. And, of course, the U.S. government expressed concerns about those particular companies and their gear. So they basically have, put their foot down. Someone was asking how far are we into the show. We're about 40 minutes into the show, give or take 10 minutes, because the stream was live before the show started. So I hope that answers your question. Next thing up, hey, Kim.com is in the news. He claims that he invented two-factor authentication, and he wants to be paid. And what's interesting here is he may have a pretty good leg to stand on. Kim.com on Twitter said, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Citibank, etc. You all offer two-step authentication. Massive IP infringements by U.S. companies. My innovation, my patent. So he does have a U.S. patent using his original name of Kim Schmitz on two-factor authentication, filed in 1998 and granted in 2000. He also used to have an equivalent patent in Europe, but .com's European patent was revoked in 2011, largely because AT&T had a patent on the same technology with a priority date from 1995. While .com's patent in the U.S. is still in force, AT&T also has a U.S. patent predating his. The Guardian pointed out that Ericsson and Nokia also have patent filings for two-factor systems predating .com. So we'll see where this goes. .com has since tweeted, when he initially put that, says, my US 2FA patent has no prior art because it specifies the use of a mobile phone in SMS. Unfortunately, my EU patent wasn't specific enough. The prior art that killed my EU patent was an old school pager. So this does interesting. So we'll see if this makes any move, if he gets any traction on here. But is Kim.com now becoming a patent troll as well? Maybe needs the money. Now, imagine you're on a Verizon Fios. First of all, man, you've hit the jackpot, right? It's like, for a techie, it's like hitting the lottery, right? But a Fios customer has discovered the limits of unlimited data. This guy moves 77 terabytes, an average of 50 terabytes a month, 30,000% higher than the average. And Verizon did call. So this guy who lives in California, and who basically got a call from, I said, what are you doing? Well, he has a very interesting home network, and one that makes me go, a little bit. This guy has, now, if you're just listening, you're going to want to go to this article, okay? Go to GNCshownotes.com. Load the article, be the first article on the list. But for those of you watching, Look at this guy's network storage. This is in this dude's house. Now, he was asked by ours, what do you do with this thing? He says, lots of stuff. I do some VPN stuff for people, web FTP, SFTP servers, and a lot of friends and family stream stuff off from my huge media collection. And I also do some peer-to-peer and Usenet stuff. Most of the storage space is taken up by videos and other media. He says, I always had heavy storage requirements. In 2006, he had about 8 terabytes of disk with no RAID. In 2007, I went 20 times 1 terabyte. Then not too much later, I went 20 times 2 terabyte. And then I started adding more disk and more chassis, but all the chassis that have a lot of hot swap disk space are rack mount. And after having several rack mount machines, I finally decided just to buy a rack when I bought a house and got FiOS back in 2010. So he's got a 1U server acting as a router and VPN server with 4 1.5 terabyte disk. He's got a 2U server, formerly a Colo box, with 8 750 gig disk, a 4U Solaris ZFS backup machine with 24 1 terabyte disk. He's got another 4U server. It's his main server with 24 2 terabyte disk and 3U storage expansion units, each with 15 3 terabyte disk. He's got a 2U Windows miscellaneous server with 8 1 terabyte disk. He's got 2 uninterruptible power supplies and another 4U Solaris server for backups with 24 1 terabyte disk. That's in his home. He also's got a 2U server running in a co-location facility with 12 terabytes of disk on a dual gigabit connection. If this guy, okay, this is my opinion. What's he doing with all that storage? He's doing a little peer-to-peer. He offers FTP, SFTP. You move 50 terabytes of traffic. I'm sure your family and friends can move 50 terabytes of traffic, right? He was on a dual 150 megabit business class connection to a 300 megabit downstream, 65 megabit upstream residential plan in January. Verizon basically said, oh, you need to switch back to the business plan. So he's going to have dual 150 megabit lines for $340 a month. So instead of paying $295, what he's paying now, he's going to have to pay $680. But he's running servers on a residential line, and he can run servers on a business line. He's just got to pay the higher costs. I bet you if they looked at his traffic, something's going on here. This is not type of news. I guess he felt comfortable in having people talk to him about his setup, but I'm serious. This is like a room, a rack that would be in a data center. The money he's got into this hardware alone is incredible. Just in hard drives. To keep it cool and keep it powered is a whole nother situation. What do you guys think? What do you think he's doing with all this storage and moving 50 terabytes a month? And he used peer-to-peer. I wonder. Hey, there's an article on Ars about a guy that got struck by lightning. One of Ars Technica's writers got struck by lightning through his house window. So I'll have that link up in the show notes. He lived. He survived. He's recovering. Also, Microsoft. You like your start button on Windows 8? Well, they're going to put a start button on your mouse. So I guess you're going to get your start button back. It's designed to work with Windows 7, not Windows. Or it's going to bring the start screen up in Windows 8. So anyway, that's a new mouse being introduced by who's making it? Oh, of course, Microsoft. Google's going to begin double encryption key links for their SSL certificates by the end of the year. They're going from 1,024 to 2,048 encryption keys. They feel that they better make the move now before someone is able to basically bust the lower encryption rate. So they're making the jump. Another good article here over at Torrent Freak. uTorrent Many of you probably use uTorrent. uTorrent has is serving over 5 billion ads per month on their software application. So a lot of people are running the ads. So 5 billion ads per month. That tells me a lot of people are using that software. Now, switching gears to my most beloved organization that I really like to talk about, the RIAA. You guys know I have such an affection for them. Well, the RIAA is making dramatic employee cuts as revenue plummets. New tax records reveal that the RIAA has made heavy employee cuts after revenue dropped to a new low. Over the past 2 years, the major record labels have cut back their membership dues from 33.6 to 23.6 million. The RIAA staff plunged from 107 to 60 workers in the same period. The IRS filing further shows that the music industry group paid $250,000 to the Six Strikes anti-piracy system, even though the CEO, or whoever's running the RIAA, CEO Carrie Sherman, earned $1.46 million compared to $1.37 million the year before. So, if your dollars are coming in less, shouldn't the CEO take a cut? The Hurt Locker folks, folks are out there suing people for doing peer-to-peer stuff. The Hurt Locker maker has sued an attorney. So they've actually gone after an actual attorney for being a prolific BitTorrent pirate, saying that basically this guy has done like 60 videos or something like that, and that they want $150,000 from him. So we'll see where this leads from a, if the attorney's able to fight back, right? Google Glass. I don't have my date yet, but I think we're close to knowing when we're going to be going to the West Coast to pick up Google Glass. But Lambda Labs is launching a facial recognition API for Google Glass. So you knew this was coming, right? I don't know how I feel about the face recognition, but they're going to work on something for that. Hey, one thing I did want to mention, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the show, my travel plans. I don't know if I was talking about my travel plans, but my travel plans have changed. I am not going on travel this coming weekend. I'm not leaving on Memorial Day now, so I'm actually pushed a week. So I won't be flying out for another week, which is good. So I'll be here in the studio all next week as well. So I think our new media show is going to, that's right, we already talked about that. It's going to have a guest from the FCC. Moving on here, a little fun stuff. There's a movie in the works for basically about the designers behind the Apollo spacesuits. And those of you that know the story on this, basically, I think it was Playtex. Of course, they're the ones that were making bras and girdles at the time. There's going to be a movie about the actual design team that made the actual astronauts' spacesuits. So this would be pretty cool. But I'm sure there's a lot of interesting stories behind that whole design process. Be kind of cool to hear that. All right, main U.S. weather satellite fails as hurricane season looms. For the first time, we've had a failure of a major weather satellite. The GEOS, GOES satellite, known as GEOS-13, has ceased to operate as of Tuesday. Although they've just launched GEOS-14 recently, and they're going to make that get that activated. But they're trying to work on 13 right now, so it shouldn't be a big issue. Should be resolved pretty quick. Those of you running Androids, there's a new Android malware that intercepts incoming text messages and silently forwards them on to criminals. So how does this work? It's basically, it looks like, is it under an app? And then it doesn't tell how the malware is actually getting on the phone. But it's called Android.pincer, Pincer.2.origin, is the actual name of it. But don't know how they're actually getting this done. I'll have a link up in the show notes. We'll see if we can dig more into this and get you guys a better answer. Tesla has paid off its $465 million government loan. So Elon Musk is basically thumbing his nose at the naysayers, and he just cut the government a nice check with interest, paying back their Department of Energy loan. I think they're the first company to actually pay it back. So congratulations to Tesla for doing that. There's also a good article over in Bloomberg Business Week talking about self-driving cars and how much they're going to cost. The Google self-driving vehicles cost up to an additional $75,000. But some other folks are working on some solutions that could lower the price as low as $4,000. And I'm going to tell you, if you can get it so that the vehicle can self-drive for an additional $4,000, I'm there. Drive me to, drive. If we get in the car, let's go somewhere. And I can do whatever I want while we're en route. I can't wait for this. I really can't. I can sit in traffic with the computer driving. Power companies targeted by 10,000 cyber attacks per month. A congressional survey of utility companies revealed that the country's electric grid is facing a constant assault from hackers, with one power company reporting a whopping 10,000 attempted cyber attacks per month. So, boy, oh boy, they want in. If they can shut the power off, they can shut us down. They can shut the whole system down. A patent troll basically has been a little bit too vigorous in their try to get money out of people. But basically, a secret patent troll began sending out thousands of letters to small businesses all around the country, insisting that they owed between $900 and $1,200 per workday just for using their scanner. So anyway, this is the first time the state of Vermont, the Attorney General, has basically went after this company with a suit and are suing them and going after them for being anti-consumer. But anyway, long story short, they're basically now underneath a government lawsuit. So we'll see what becomes of this. But if you get those things, just stick it aside. Don't worry about it. But pretty amazing that they're asking you to pay money based upon just using a scanner. I should have had this group with the RIAA article earlier, but RIAA's pulled 20 million links off Google, but they're saying yet the system doesn't work. They complained that it sent 20 million takedown notices to Google last year, and the group has sent almost the same number to infringing sites themselves. Nevertheless, the pirated content keeps appearing in Google searches, often on the same website, so they're not very happy. They go on to complain. But, they ask them to take it down, and they do. All right, got some gears for you guys to check out here before we wrap up the show and we get into listener comments. We got some good ones today from the question I asked for our contest. But deal of the day, iBolt vehicle charging dock for Samsung Galaxy S3. So if you've got an S3 still and you want a nice little charging dock that hangs on the windshield, check that out. Another cool one over at Gizmo, and this one here. Any of you playing Ingress? This light from LumiGrids. Oh my goodness! For those of you that ride in the dark, you're gonna want to see this. It's kind of a prototype thing right now, but this is really, really cool. And it basically shows curvatures in the road and can help you from wrecking. So anyway, I'll have that link up in the show notes. You'll definitely want to check that out. Are you like stormtroopers? Well, you can order have your face imprinted on your own stormtrooper now. They got the ability to do that. So what are they charging you? $99.95 is what you'll get your own customized stormtrooper. Again, with your face on it, it's going to cost you $99. So those of you that are Trekkie fans out there, you'll definitely want to check that out. You guys know that I've traveled quite extensively when I was in the Navy in the Middle East and spent time in Dubai, UAE, Masira, Oman, a variety of different places. But if you go to the Burj Al Arab in Dubai, they're providing their guests with a gold iPad. I can't even imagine. What it cost to stay at this place. It's the world's only 7-star hotel, and you can the hotel's boutique will sell you one for a modest $10,200. But yeah, you can use their 24 karat gold iPad for the duration of your stay. That's one thing you wouldn't want to lose upon checkout. That's for sure. That's something they'll probably check. Taking a few towels is one thing, but if you can afford to stay at this place, you can probably afford the doggone thing. But 10 grand, give me a break. All right, finally, Google has pushed a update to Google Drive and giving a nice makeover. So if you have been on Google Drive today, you can check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and let me open up the email here. And GNC comments. And how many people did we have that sent? Quite a few. Actually, no, not that many. Here's the date. Today is the 23rd. Last show was on the 20th. So that means anything after the 21st. Oh, I don't want to mark you as spam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, someone in the audience, someone in chat, there was only 10 entries. So someone in chat, give me let's see, who's in chat? If you're still in chat, give me a random number between 1 and 10. Put it up in the chat room, and we'll give that person the video pack here. So, Jet, give me a random number 1 to 10, and I'll wait for that to come up. And if he doesn't put one up, we'll have Dale put one up. But we'll give him a second here. But first email that came in, and this is not necessarily contest related, was from Bob. He said, "Hey, Todd, read about the grid stability issues in Hawaii and on the Big Island in particular. He said, heard about a technology under consideration as one possible solution for the Big Island. As I understand this, these guys have a process to use available renewable energy and natural occurring CO2 to make methanol and thereby store the energy for later use as motor fuel or a in-fuel cell for electricity. So far, the pilot plant in Iceland is using this technology to extract profits from the carbon trading system in Europe." Now, the grid here is, okay, Jet put 7 down, so I'll count up. So in Hawaii, our grid is not interconnected. What we have in Oahu doesn't connect to Maui, doesn't connect to the Big Island or any of the islands. So we're all on our own independent power grids here. So it's a little bit critical. But anyway, thanks for your email. And yeah, I'd love to do a meetup here in Hawaii. You said you'd rather you can meet up in Hawaii or LA. Bob, where are you listening from? Or do you have a home here and you visit? Let me know and we'll definitely schedule a time. So number 7. So let's make sure. Oh, let me make sure that I didn't. Let me drop that over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's my email. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got to skip that one. 6. So our winner is MS Small Biz. So congratulations. In MS Small Biz is your software, Photo and Video X4. The comment was, dude, fix your audio. Audio is very poor and attaches a sample taken from your live show straight from digital to digital. No speaker to microphone. Very buzzy and muffled. Fix that. This is my contest entry. Okay. And we're obviously on that. So thanks for your participation. Okay. Another email that came in was one from Sam. Sam says, Todd, what I'd like to see you add to your show. I think you ought to mention that the show notes tonight, the show notes are always available at gncnotes.com/episode number. I thought the date was in there too. And let's go over to the GNC show notes page and look. So if I go over to GNC show notes, GNC, not GMC. Be careful here because I may end up on some weird site. GNCshownotes.com. So if I bring up show number, why is 5, 6? Oh, I put in the wrong number. That was dumb. It was 860. So if I click on that, let's look at 859. Sam, it's GNCshownotes.com, year, month, date. I don't think 859 will work straight. Let me try it. Oh, it does. Isn't that interesting? It will. I wonder what happens when I roll over. I guess it won't matter because we'll have it in 1,000. So that does work. Well, that's kind of I didn't know that would do that. Well, hey, I learned something tonight on my own show. So very cool. So if you want to look at the show notes, you go to GNCshownotes.com / tonight would be 861. I actually printed it wrong on the GNC show notes page from the last show. Got an email from Todd. Say, hey, a correct date on the scrolling screen. It's annoying. Todd, I agree. What's going on back there is, believe it or not, I found the disc for the scrolling screen to be able to reprogram it. It's just a matter now of my lazy butt getting back there and getting the cable hooked up and get it done. So thanks for that. Got an email here from Suzanne. Hey, Todd, one thing I'd like to see add to your show is a small special segment for the podcaster. By that, I mean a tip, trick, or technique to help podcasters improve their game. You could draw this directly from your podcasting manual in Blueberry or form a question or tip submitted by the listener. This could be a subtle way to promote Blueberry while offering encouragement and guidance for both the beginning experienced podcaster. After all, podcasting is who and what you are. So who better to answer questions and share tips? You've already got mountains of content on this subject, and it could only blend in nicely with the tech news. You often discuss the new media show on Geek News, but this little segment could also funnel some more folks to that show to learn more about podcasting-related topics. Anyway, I think, Suzanne, I think the questions on podcasting is probably better suited for the new media show. If I start answering podcast questions in this show is a lot. I still talk about the podcasting business a little bit in this show. So I think what we have to really focus on is making sure that we stick to the tech. I have to really think about that. This audience used to have a large segment of podcasters that listen. I don't think it is as big now, but I'd be more than happy to answer questions that are posed in email to me directly. I'd be very, very happy to do that. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so got another email. It was another comment about the audio stream. Got an email here from Near. He says, Todd, I love the format of the show. It's fun, and it's a lot of fun. A joke is always good. Try to add one tech-related joke that made the news during the week of the show. Near, if you find some of those, send those to me. I don't necessarily looking for jokes, but we can joke about companies. I always love doing that. But if you find something that's tech-related to a joke, send it over. We'll cover it in the show for sure. Got an email from Paul. He said, hey, Todd, I just listened to your podcast and noticed you still say 2013 rather than how it should pronounce 2013. You went 2013, right? 2013. Is you're supposed to say 2013 or 2013? You wouldn't want that year the Second World War that started in 1939, would you? No, you say 1939, right? 2013, but it's it just flows, I've always said it like that. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2013, not 2013. 1939. How am I saying it wrong? Am I saying 2013? I guess maybe I don't understand completely. I'll have to go back and listen to myself, but I thought I said 2013 correctly. Am I saying it wrong, guys? Am I saying 2013 right? Or am I just too stupid to know it? Got a couple of emails here. People say don't read my stuff, so I'll honor that. I got an email from Marvin said, Todd, my last email was responding to 2 shows ago. What I would add your show? Well, I would like to know good ways to capture screen and audio for short training demos that would be posted online. Hopefully free, always like FMPEG and others. I like reporting on rights infringement. We do not hear enough about this on regular media. So this is from Marvin. Marvin, I'll be honest with you. The screen capture software I use, it is not free. It's Camtasia. It's made by a company right there in Michigan. I really love Camtasia. Now they make, I think, a free product as well that does some stuff. So definitely when you just Google Camtasia, go over to their website. I think they have a free offering as well, but that is the best for capturing screen and audio for short training demos. It's really nothing beats it in my opinion. Now the audience may have some ideas of something that's free that'll work great as well. So definitely we'll see what people have to say, but I'm really thinking that my software of choice would be Camtasia. So anyway, congratulations to MS Small Biz and everyone that sent emails in. We appreciate it. So we had some people that actually sent some complaints, and actually had some people that sent some things that were good about the show. So we've already kind of got over the people that have been annoyed. So they've asked for improvements. What should we ask for next? And I'm kind of making this up here on the fly as we go. So for the next contest, real simple. Just send me a, if you feel, here's what we'll do. Make it real easy. If you have written a submission, if you've submitted a review of the show in iTunes before, just send me an email, said I submitted a review in iTunes years ago. If you have never submitted a review of the show in iTunes, and you can get to basically load iTunes and basically load the podcast section and click on Geek News Central. If you have never written a review, go ahead and write one, and then send me an email and say I wrote a review about your show on iTunes. So that's how we're going to do it. So and I'll make it a good prize. I'll make it worth your time to go over there and take 10 minutes to sign in and put your name in, and so I'll make it a really good prize for the next show to give away, something that's probably worth at least $100. So definitely go over there and submit a review on Geek News Central. That's how we're going to do it. Just all you got to do is honor system, send me an email if you've done it before, or if you've done it because of my contest tonight, and that's how you'll be able to be entered to win on the next show. And I think that's going to wrap me up here. We're already, where are we at on time? Probably long. So we'll wrap this thing up and get everybody out of here. Hey, again, follow me on Twitter at Geek News. And you can email me, geeknews@gmail.com. Hotline is 619-342-7365. Dale's saying in chat, I'd like to see you add a segment on how you use tech in your personal life. Cord cutting, how do you watch shows? Hulu, Amazon Prime. Okay, let's, hey, Dale, send me an email and ask me that question, and I'll cover it in the next show. Send me that, and I'll start doing some segments on that type of stuff. The thing is, you can run on the material real quick, but maybe that can be tied into cool apps that you guys have found to improve your life. And maybe you guys can help me out here by sending ideas on stuff that you've used to change the way you're consuming media and everything else, and we'll cover that. That's a great idea. So, but anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Drop me an email, call the hotline, tell your friends about this show. We are the longest running tech podcast. Now, there's been other people out there creating content on radio and putting stuff on the internet longer, but we are the longest continuous running tech podcast. Now, there's only a few podcasts still in existence that are actually longer than us. Don and Drew is one of those shows. They definitely have been just by a couple of weeks longer than us. So until they quit, I can't claim to be the longest continuous running podcast per se. There's some that have been doing content longer than me, but they haven't been a podcast longer than me on the tech side. So anyway, well, thank all of you for being here, and thanks for being subscribed, and thanks for sharing with me your thoughts about the show And I'll definitely be going back and reading through those and make sure we incorporate some of that stuff in the beginning of the show, and if we can cover some segment stuff too as well. We already go an hour and 15 usually, so we have to really watch the time. As you guys know, I've been trying to tighten up the beginning a little bit. You notice that? So thanks for being here. Everyone take care. So see you next time. And we'll be at the new TriCaster. And obviously the audio held tonight, so the machine didn't get too hot. We think it was a heat issue. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Everyone take care. We'll see you next time. Aloha.